They say even the strongest women have a breaking point. And last night, the world caught a rare glimpse of Beyonce Giselle Knowles-Carter at hers. The queen of pop, who's captivated millions with her grace, power, and poise, was seen in tears, raw and vulnerable outside a private Parisian hospital as her 13-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, was admitted for exhaustion. The very same girl who had been lighting up stages just days before, dancing alongside her mother on the Renaissance Cowboy Carter tour, was now pale, fragile, and hooked up to machines. While Beyonce stood by helplessly, no longer the invincible icon the world knows her to be, just a mother scared for her child. It all unfolded quickly and quietly at first. Fans who'd been following the tour closely noted Blue Ivy's absence during the most recent show in Berlin. No appearance, no cameo, not even a mention. Whispers began circulating. Was she resting? Was she rehearsing for something big? But behind the scenes, the truth was much heavier. Blue had been pushing herself harder than anyone knew, determined to prove herself, to hold her own next to a woman who has redefined performance for an entire generation. What started as a passion turned into pressure, and that pressure quietly and dangerously took its toll. According to sources close to the tour, Blue Ivy had been suffering from fatigue for weeks. Minor complaints at first, headaches, low appetite, occasional dizziness. Nothing serious, nothing alarming. After all, she's a Carter. The expectation is excellence. But children, no matter how talented or famous, are still children. The signs were there, and by the time they reached Paris, they could no longer be ignored. Backstage, just hours before showtime, Blue Ivy reportedly collapsed. Panic erupted. Beyonce, who had been in the middle of wardrobe prep, dropped everything and ran to her daughter, screaming her name. Security scrambled to clear the area while medical personnel rushed in. Within minutes, an ambulance was discreetly brought to the rear entrance of the venue. Blue was loaded in with an oxygen mask, barely conscious. Beyonce climbed in after her, wearing nothing but a black silk robe and slippers, her hair still in rollers. Cameras caught a fleeting glimpse of her face, no makeup, eyes red, lips trembling. Not the composed woman we see in music videos and award shows. This was someone terrified, completely undone by the sight of her daughter in distress. Doctors at the hospital confirmed Blue was suffering from severe exhaustion, compounded by dehydration and an irregular heart rate. Nothing life-threatening, thankfully, but serious enough to require immediate intervention and overnight monitoring. Beyonce never left her side, not once. She slept in a stiff chair, refused meals, and reportedly asked the nurses not to draw the curtains around the bed. "I need to see her. I need her to see me," she said, according to one nurse. At one point, a hospital staffer witnessed Beyonce softly singing to her daughter. No stage, no lights, just a mother trying to bring comfort with the only thing she knew could reach her child's heart. Jay-Z arrived early the next morning, having taken a red-eye from New York the second he got the call. Witnesses described him as visibly shaken, embracing Beyonce tightly in the hallway before entering the room to see Blue. The three stayed behind closed doors for hours. No security detail, no entourage, just a family regrouping around the fragile health of the little girl who, until now, had been dazzling fans with her every move. Fans around the world woke up to the news and were stunned. Social media exploded with concern, prayers, and heartbreak. Hashtags like #PrayForBlue and #StayStrongBeyonce began trending globally. People who had seen the two perform just days earlier posted emotional messages. "Blue was glowing on that stage," one fan wrote. "She had so much fire in her. I can't believe she's in the hospital." Another wrote, "This just shows you fame doesn't protect you from burnout. Even our idols are human." Celebrities quickly reached out too. Rihanna tweeted, "Sending love and light to Bey and Blue. Rest up, young queen." Zendaya shared a photo of Beyonce and Blue from the Grammys with the caption, "Family over everything, thinking of you all." Michelle Obama even posted a rare message, writing, "As a mom, I know the weight of watching your child suffer. My heart is with Beyonce and her beautiful daughter tonight." But while the world watched from afar, Beyonce stayed silent. No statement, no post, no PR spin. For a woman whose brand is built on perfection and control, this moment was unfiltered and raw. Staffers say she turned off her phone, canceled all rehearsals, and postponed the next show in Prague. She didn't care what it cost. "Nothing else matters if Blue's not okay," she reportedly told her team. "I'm not performing until she's strong again." One source described the emotional toll Beyonce was under. "She's been holding it together for so long, managing the tour, juggling being a mom, a wife, a business mogul. She's exhausted herself, but when Blue collapsed, something in her broke. She cried harder than I've ever seen her cry, and not the quiet kind of crying either. It was full-body, soul-crushing sobs. It was a side of her we don't see." By the second night in the hospital, Blue was awake, responsive, and slowly regaining strength. The doctors assured the family she would make a full recovery with rest, proper nutrition, and zero stress. But the emotional scars of the experience ran deep. Blue, who had always been so poised and mature for her age, reportedly apologized to her mom. "I didn't want to mess up the show," she whispered, according to a family insider. Beyonce held her close, wiping away tears from both their eyes. "You didn't mess up anything," she told her. "You are the show. You are my heart." The moment shifted something in Beyonce. Those around her noticed the difference immediately. The drive for perfection took a back seat to a deeper sense of purpose. She started talking about canceling more dates, not postponing, canceling. She didn't care what critics would say. "They'll understand," she said, "and if they don't, I don't care. My daughter comes first." When Beyonce finally reappeared in public 3 days later, it was at a small, impromptu press conference outside the hospital. She wore a simple black trench coat, no glam squad, no entourage. Her voice was soft but steady. "Blue is recovering well," she said. "We were incredibly lucky to catch this when we did. She's strong and she's surrounded by love. I want to thank the fans for your prayers and the medical team for their care. But most of all, I want to say something to every parent out there. Pay attention to your kids, even when they say they're fine, especially when they say they're fine." There was a long pause. Her voice cracked. "She's just a kid, and I forgot that. I let the world's expectations cloud my judgment. I'll never make that mistake again." The honesty in that moment hit millions like a wave. The internet didn't mock her. It embraced her. For once, the headlines weren't about album sales or fashion statements. They were about a mother's love, her regrets, and her determination to protect her child at all costs. And for a woman so often seen as untouchable, this moment made her more relatable than ever. Blue Ivy has since been discharged and is resting at the family's estate in the south of France. Tour insiders say she will not be rejoining the stage anytime soon, if ever. And Beyonce? She's taking things one day at a time. Shows have been rescheduled, some have been scrapped entirely. She's spending more time with her kids, less time with stylists and lighting techs. Those close to her say she's smiling again, but there's a new edge to it. A protectiveness, a clarity. Because sometimes, even queens need to be reminded that their greatest legacy isn't the music or the money, it's the moments no one sees. Holding your daughter's hand at 3 a.m. in a hospital room, whispering lullabies into tangled curls, and learning, even if the hard way, that being present is more powerful than being perfect.